here at Newmarket for as long as I can remember. The first thing you notice about the colt, ladies and gentlemen, is this magnificent temperament that Helsing throws into her progeny. You've got to remember these horses aren't broken in. He's just in with a friend. Lot 320, a Duke of Marmalade colt, just to give him a bit of company. So the colt we're looking at is lot 131. You can see Robbie wearing the tag on him. So ladies and gentlemen, he's of course my Redoute's Choice out of Helsing. We've had the pleasure of selling the Helsing progeny previously. Of course, Black Caviar was the first of Helsing's foals, and she, to this point in time, is the best. She made $210,000 at our Inglis Premier sale in Melbourne, which at the time was a very good price. Bella's Brew was a young stallion. And Peter Moody, of course, the filly took Peter's eye, and he was fortunate enough to buy her and has changed the lives of so many people. And of course, given us in the race industry so much pleasure to see an unbeaten run of 24 victories, almost $7 million in prize money now, the mighty Black Caviar. And I think for generations to come, people will look back and say how fortunate we were to witness the deeds of that, or this outstanding champion there that we are so fortunate enough to gaze upon, hopefully on Saturday week in the TJ Smith at Royal Wrangling. And horses just don't do what Black Caviar has done, particularly in sprint racing, where it is cut and thrust from the time the gates fly. And she has beaten every comer that they've thrown at her, and I'm sure there's more to come from Peter and the team. Helsing then produced another colt called Moshe, who was sold for some $75,000 at our Melbourne Premier sale, and Roy Higgins and Wiley Dalziel thought they'd hit the jackpot when a few months later Black Caviar started carving up the tracks. And from the time he was put into work, Moshe was an outstanding talent. He won his first 3 starts, ladies and gentlemen, and unfortunately, through to injury, was not able to complete his racetrack career as many would have liked. But he went to stud last year at Eliza Park, where he covered over 100 mares. He proved to be a very, very popular first season side down there in Victoria. And so that part of the legacy continues for the family. Of course, 2 years ago, we had the pleasure of selling a Casino Prince out of Helsing for what at the time was a sale-topping price of $1,025,000 in this very ring. He was by Casino Prince, the first crop stallion at the time, and of course, we all know him as All Too Hard now. Magnificent athlete he is, the John Hawkes camp. He's now the winner of over $2 million in recent weeks. He's won the Futurity in the all-local Group 1 level over 7 furlongs down there in Melbourne. And we look forward to seeing him continue his racing career in the coming weeks. Last year, ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't here, we had the pleasure of offering a half-sister to Black Caviar and to this colt in the ring. The filly made $2.6 million to top the Easter Yearling sale of 2012. She was bought by BC Free and Danny O'Brien and has subsequently been named Belle Couture. And she's back in work with Danny O'Brien at Flemington, and the signs are very positive that that filly is going to continue this great family tradition of outstanding breeds on the racetracks of Australia. So we come to this colt, ladies and gentlemen, and I think it's probably fair to say that Redoute's Choice is the X factor when it comes to this horse's pedigree. Helsing, we know, is throwing an outstanding type and an outstanding performer on the racetrack. And I think most pundits would say that Redoute's Choice is the best stable, the most highly credentialed stable that the mare has visited. Of course, we saw the filly sold last year. Ladies and gentlemen, Redoute's Choice, for those of you who are unaware, has now signed 102 individual stakes winners. He signed 21 individual Group 1 winners, horses that have won at the highest level around the world. He really is a breed-shaping stallion in the Southern Hemisphere, Redoute's Choice, and it's great to see that probably the top brood mare in Australia, Helsing, has visited Redoute's Choice and given us this outstanding colt. The other thing I'd like to point out to you, ladies and gentlemen, is, of course, Redoute's Choice is the sire of sires in this part of the world. You look through the sires list and you see the race results every week. Horses like Snitzel and Not a Single Doubt and Stratum, they're right up in the top 20 of the sires list here in Australia. They're all sons of Redoute's Choice. That's what makes this colt so exciting to us in the breeding game. Not only has he got this magnificent female pedigree, but he's by the sire of sires. He's by a horse that people look to buy sons of to hopefully win that Group 1 race and continue this great Danehill sire line for many years to come. So as